everyone, it's P4L. In today's P4L review, we'll be taking a look at an accessory upgrade set from Professor Heisenberg. This is their Master Cannon and Master Cleaver solution set. So let's start with packaging review, and as you can see, it's a box. And it has a picture of the cannon, or gun, as well as the Master Sword, or I guess this is supposed to be Master Cannon, for your Titan's Returns Fortress Maximus, obviously. The image does actually carry around all the way, so you're going to see most of the sword and all of the gun, which is quite nice. And it has kind of a blueprinting type look to it all. Has some warnings, small choking hazard, and then on the back is kind of cool. It has, you know, all sorts of kind of design choices, like it tells you the size. It says, I don't even know what that says. Perfected Quillen? Somebody's going to be like, you noob, you don't know what a Quillen is, or you're pronouncing it wrong. It's like Keon or something like that. I don't know. It says righteous wielders only. Balanced swing, which is kind of cool. Some angles and some stuff like that, which is all kind of fun and nice. Same thing with a gun, anodized barrel, power scope, energy propulsion, stuff like that. And then again, a lot of warnings up here. I'm not sure why they needed to do all that, because I think they're fairly big pieces, so I don't know what small pieces they're really talking about. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of packaging. Opening up the box, this is what you get. You get this clamshell. No instructions, not on the box or even on the on a separate sheet, which is, I guess, should be fairly self-explanatory, but maybe not. I would have thought that it would have pointed out a couple of details. In any case, let's go ahead and take a look at these pieces. Minor assembly / transformation required, I suppose. First thing is, we'll start off with the sword. All right, to get it into the full Master Sword, like for Fort Matrix, you kind of just slide this in like that. Come on. And there's a couple of small tabs that help with alignment. And there you go. You have really big Master Sword here. We'll take a look at this in a little bit with the actual Fortress Maximus itself. But this is what it looks like. No die cast. I think it's all plastic from what I can tell. Really nicely painted. Nice translucent red color. Has some yellow, orange, and red paint there, as well as this glossy black. And I'm not sure if it's molded in glossy black. I know it must not. It must be painted. Yeah, so really quite nice. This side is a little bit more hollow than the other side, but still quite nice. It does separate into 3 sections, not only this section here, which you can use for various figures, but also a even smaller sword. So these 3 segments here. So again, assembly's pretty simple on this. For the cannon, the Master Cannon, one really big honking blue piece. Lots of molded detail. It does have some metallic flake in it, which is nice. It might be hard to tell on screen, but it does have metallic flake in it, which is nice. Feels really solid and hefty. Really strong plastic. Does have a fold-out handle. Again, with tabs that will be used for the robot mode for Metroplex, for Max. I guess Metroplex could theoretically use it too, since they have the same molded hands. One of the features here is that it has a sliding tab mechanism that goes to one side or the other, and this way you can mount it in various ways in both modes. So you can mount it on his back in robot mode, or you can mount it as a cannon when it's folded up like this in his base mode. Alright, so let's actually go ahead and take a quick stop, and we'll take a look at this actually in use. Here we are with the Fortress Maximus that Toy Dojo was trying to give away twice. and myself during our last giveaway contest, but both winners didn't claim it, so we'll probably end up giving this away at TFCon USA or something like that. My review area is fairly large, but definitely not large enough to fit all of Max in here. So let's go ahead and open up his hands, and you can see that there's a tab here. Oh man, I'm really stretching here, so forgive me. Come on, there we go. You can see just how massively long this thing is. Oh no! Sorry, I knocked it off of its post. It actually does sit very securely in the hand. Just struggling to actually do that from this far back. I should probably have done this before, but I actually wanted to show you guys. Alright, so you can see just how long it is. It's really, really quite long. And he holds it pretty securely because of that big tabbing mechanism. As far as height, I don't have the STC or STC version. I think that came with a sword. This is how big it is. It comes up to his chest. Mid-chest there. As far as the cannon goes, we're only going to do one of these at a time just because I'm not going to be able to fit both of these in frame. Again, flipping this up. Getting in here. There we go. See him blasting away. I like that they did paint the lenses on the scope red. Alright, so what else can you do with this thing? You can go ahead and push this tab to one side, and you can see there's various ports all over, I guess. Oh, sorry. One thing that I found is that some of the ports, it seems a little too loose for. This is a little bit looser than I would like, and we'll show it off in base mode. But others, they tend to work better. So the one on the back, right here, plugs in. Again, it's a little bit looser than I would like. Maybe it's just that one side. I doubt it, but yeah. I mean, it's not falling off, but you definitely can feel it not being as tight as you might like it to be. All right, so let's go ahead and do a cut and get into base mode, or at least some semblance of base mode. So the mechanism itself, the idea is really good. Being able to hide the peg, and try to use it on either side. But in execution, it's flawed in the sense that the peg's just not, the tolerances are not good enough to make it useful in cannon mode, which is bad because it's one of the two uses you're gonna get out of it, right? So that's kind of a bummer. So on with the Master Sword. So let's go ahead and split this into a smaller component. So this can fit into his hand. It can fit into pretty much any hand that is open. I don't know why they felt the need to have this tab on these pieces, on both pieces, because they serve no real purpose. I mean, it's not like it's used to secure like this or anything like that. If it was used to secure into each other for transformation purposes, that would make sense, but they serve no real purpose otherwise. At least from what I can tell, right? Again, I'm working without instructions here, and so will you guys. But luckily, I think the SDCC one had the same thing, so maybe they just based the base mold off of that. But it would be much smarter not to have this, because then you can use it with any closed fist 5mm peg as well. Yeah, so because of Cerebros's looser joints, it doesn't hold all that well together, but it does an okay job. I mean, it depends on how strong your Fort Max's, your Cerebros's joints are. And again, you can split this into a smaller sword. Again, has the same thing. Same little tabby piece there that you can fit into fists if you can get them in. There we go. And so you can kind of dual wield this partial sword and small sword if you want. So again, it's kind of cool that you can do this. I don't know that many people who are probably going to buy this set to use it just as a small sword. You're probably going to use it for your big sword for Fort Max. Come on. This one seems like really much tighter though. I don't know why this pet in particular is much tighter than this black one. Who knows, tolerances or whatever that is. I guess it's better than being loose, right? Like the gun tab. So, final thoughts on the Professor Heisenberg solution set, Master Cannon, and Master Sword. So it's a really nice set, pretty sturdy. I think it's a great value overall for what you get. You're not getting any die cast or anything like that, like some other options. But the molding and the finish are actually quite nice. Really quite sturdy, even if it's just all plastic. It would have been nice to see some painted details. I know they're probably going for a super toy accurate plain blue thing, but I would have liked to see something else. They did a great job on the paint here, which is nice. Again, and maybe I'm seeing things. Okay, maybe I'm seeing things. I thought for a second that there was some metallic fleek in the sword, not just the cannon. But I mean, I think if you're going to use these two pieces for Fortress Maximus's robot mode, they're a really good buy for the price, right? If you're going to use it for alt mode or, you know, smaller pieces, I don't know if it's that great, right? Because while it does transform and looks good, these pegs just are not tolerated right, or, you know, the tolerances are not right to make it actually useful in those modes. So you might have to use some future or something else to actually make it useful, which is not something you want to spend money on, right? For the sword, I just don't see many people actually using the smaller swords. But if that's your thing, it works. But I would probably recommend clipping these off so that you can use them with a more variety of characters and not just open-handed ones like the Fort Max Cerebros. But yeah, if you want it for robot mode, I recommend it. I think based on what other options are out there, the value is definitely represented here. If you're going to use it for alt mode or base mode or whatever, probably you probably have to pass on this one. But I don't think most people are going to be doing that. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, or you think I missed something, let me know in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share. If you want to add this to your collection, as always, go ahead and click on the Toy Dojo link in the description below, and I'll take you to the site where you can order one of these for yourself. Alright, that's all for today, everyone. Hope you have a good one.